Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about one of my favorite new accessories. Specifically this little guy. So this is called the Manfrotto Move. It is a new quick release system. Something I've learned over the years. As you get busier with productions, you want to find the spots where you can be more and more efficient, and quick release systems can really help with that. For the past couple of years, I've been a huge fan of the 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 little quick releases. They pretty much make a way onto all of my rigs. So for my Pocket 6K Pro, to keep it super minimal and light, just have a half cage 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 thing right there. And in my Peter McKinnon bag, I just have the 𝗦𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 right on top. And since the pocket screen doesn't tilt forward, I just always have it set up. And now boom, I have a monitor up front. And then if I don't want it, no screwing, just quick release, comes right off. So that's kind of similar to what the Move is all about, except it's not really meant to go on the camera, but meant to take your camera from different products or places more easily. And it's quite springy. Watch this. Power to it. So let's take a peek at what it looks like in the box. So pretty easy packaging here. Pretty much all you get inside. It's gonna be the base plate and the top plate. And else in here, instructions, we don't need to read that actually. I was actually looking for this spec for the video. Maybe instructions aren't totally useless. Max hold of this is 20 kilograms, 44 pounds. So this thing feels rock solid. It's made from aluminum inside and out, no plastic anywhere, and that definitely gives you confidence considering the amount of gear or the cost of the gear that you may put on it. Now on the bottom of the base plate, you just have a 3/8 thread, and on the top plate, you have a regular 1/4-20, but a couple things that I really like in here is that they included a 3/8 to 1/4-20 adapter that just kind of sits right here. I personally love when 1/4-20 products come with a 3/8 adapter, but I even more so love it if it comes with a place to put this adapter if you're not using it, because depending on what you connect this piece to, you may not need it. So that way you can just throw the adapter on. If you need it, it's on there. And if you don't, then you have a little spot to hide it away. Now the other little dot on the opposite side, admittedly, it took way too many years to figure out what the heck this thing was that I see on so many different like tripod heads, sliders, quick release attachments, and so on. Have you ever put a base plate on something and then it quite easily comes loose? Well, that little piece is meant to help with that. So you screw this on to whatever you want, and then you take a little flathead screwdriver on the other side, you lock it up, and a little screw is going to come up and protrude a little bit, and that should keep it from untwisting and kind of lock. You want to make sure you have something that's going to accept a locking pin. For example, I find that's what these grooves are kind of for one of these pins to go up into, and then they won't, if you're panning to the left, it's not gonna loosen on you. So there's your little piece of education that I wish I saw about a decade ago. Now to use this system, pretty easy. You just click it into place and it snaps. Awesome. One of the biggest things that make this different than a lot of other quick release systems though, it is a full 360 orientation. That means it doesn't matter which way you put it in. Again, a lot of quick release systems like this 𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 one and its larger brothers, it goes in one way. It kind of fits into the groove, has to go in that way. And so using my monitor as an example, again, if I wanted this monitor to sit facing, the camera on the back now, I'd have to unscrew one of these with the Allen key, turn it around, retighten it, and then put it back in. Again, losing efficiency. Let's say I want to use this on a slider here. All I do is take base plate, screw it on there nice and tight, screw it on the bottom, snaps into place, fully in there. And then if I want to take the camera off, I just twist to the right, pull straight out. But again, you can put it in any orientation. So if I put it in this way, it's going to lock in and not go anywhere. If I want to put it face forward, it's in there, not budging. Now, if you want a little extra peace of mind, you'll notice that when you go the opposite direction of unlock, you get the X lock. So this X lock will just allow you to turn the left just a couple centimeters, and that is going to really hold it in place especially if you're using bigger rigged out kits, that will give you even better peace of mind. Now, the cool thing about these systems is just how versatile they are. Again, this is just like a generic quick release plate that you can use on anything you want. So if I want to take this off of here, now most of the time you don't put a camera directly on a slider because then, you know, you can't change your tilts or pans or anything. So it's more realistic to put it on the bottom of an actual head here. So I'm going to use a regular 502 HD head from Manfrotto, and now you have the little lock on the bottom. And again, no matter what orientation I put this in, you can see it's now on there nice and snug. And so now I can put my camera on here and it's good to go, but maybe I want to take the tripod head and put it on a tripod. I have another Manfrotto travel tripod here with another move base plate on the bottom. Simply unlock, release. Now there's no real bad use case for this, but let me show you what I plan on using these mostly for. Bring in a C-stand here. Now a lot of people are a fan of overhead top-down shots, and those have always been pretty hard because I find myself having to screw this in directly, or I have to sacrifice one of my tripod heads, put it on here. And so what I've been doing is just simply put the base plate on the C-stand here, and then I'll just take the top plate right into the camera cage, and now I just put it up however you want. Again, I may use that X lock just to make sure it's really in there, since, you know, dangling up there. But it's so simple to take off. Because again, if I want to go from overhead to slider, this I could do this all day. It's so easy. Now, I only have one con to the move, and it's only if you plan on using it directly attached to your camera. And that is, well, the top plate isn't exactly like a normal, you know, tripod plate that will just lay nice and flat. So if I were to put this on the table, it's, you know, you lose that ability to lay it flat. It's just kind of a byproduct of the 360 design. Now, it's not really meant to replace the top plate. Most of the examples I saw had to do with connecting this straight to a tripod head of pretty much any size. So I don't think it's like a complete oversight. It's just something I wanted to mention if you thought about using this directly on your camera. If you're always going from like a gimbal where you could put the base plate and then, you know, a tripod or something like this, and you're always doing that, then you won't have any issues. But if you set the camera down a lot, it's gonna become quite annoying. Before you even have to click the link, I'll tell you that this thing is going to sell for $100. And while that's certainly not cheap, it's also not the most expensive quick release system I've seen. And like I said before, I've been using Manfrotto products for pretty much the past decade. The tripod that the camera is sitting on right now, as well as this one, are the first professional tripods that I ever bought, and that was like, I want to say like 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and they still look brand new. And these have traveled everywhere with me, gone through hell, been dropped, kicked, scratched, pretty much everything in between. And so like every other product out there, you're going to get what you pay for. There you have it, guys. That is the Manfrotto Move quick release system. What do you guys think about it? I would love to hear down in the comments below what you would use this for, because like I said, I just showed off kind of the first handful of setups that came to my mind, but I think you can get pretty creative with these. If you want to learn more about them, you can check it out in the link down in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.